Hey. Oh, oh, now I was like, wait, where'd she go? I was about to start like coming in talking strong and shit, and then I'm like, I haven't unmuted myself. Hello. Ooh, what if you just do Wraith? I feel like Wraith is like she's a baddie. She's a bad bitch with your girl Wraith. Whatever we like, whatever goes through. I know this is like the debut under that name online, and it's so freaking cool, and it's gonna take some getting used to. I know now it's sweet, spooky, and wraith, and it fits perfectly. Today, we're like really fully embodying it today. Yes, sweet. Oh, I know there's some delay. Let's see real quick. Let me see.
Can you hear me? This whole time I was muted. Can anyone hear me?
Okay,
Hold on, let me
wait.
let me see something. Cause this is like my mute button on my mic. Okay.
No,
Is it back?
now I can hear you.
Okay, so before my levels in OBS were off, but my mic was unmuted. So that's probably why you could hear me
Oh,
and they could not.
got you.
I don't
Okay.
know how that happened though. So I just spoke about a bunch of things for no reason. Okay,
We. Oh
let's do
no.
that
Okay.
back. It was like
Nothing
Melissa
happened.
was
We're
talking to
starting.
herself. Oh my
We're
god.
starting now.
Okay, we're starting. Now everyone can hear me. Hello. Welcome back to another On the Scare with your girl Sweet and Spooky and my co-host Melissa, also known as Wraith now. So get it right. Get it right. We were just talking about
Get
that, but
used
I
to
was
it.
muted.
We got sweet and spooky and wraith, perfectly embodying each other's aesthetics.
Yes, yes. In today's episode, we are talking about Latine folklore. And if you guys didn't know, I am Puerto Rican, Melissa's Dominican. So we are definitely going to have a couple different ones. I certainly have some that my family used to torture me with, and I'm sure Melissa has some as well.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure they're both very different, but also kind of similar.
Oh, for sure.
Um, so welcome. Now that everyone can hear me. Oh my god, I love that for me. Okay, happy Pride.
Yes.
It's coming to be Bi Girl Summer, you know? Bi Girl Summer is here. We're here and we're queer. Shaheem, hello. Oh, Shaheem, you're not here. Thank you for the well wishes. And thank you for wanting to watch the replay. Happy Pride Month to you too. Hi, Henrique. How are you? La Llorona for the win. We may
Oh
talk
no.
about her.
She might pop up here and there. She might make a little.
Hello, Cody. Hello. Thank you all for letting me know I was muted. That would have been a really bad
Hey,
episode.
wait, didn't that happen to me one time?
I
I feel
it
like
did.
the same exact thing happened, but it was vice versa.
It did. I don't
It's
really know how
literally,
that happens. That was so weird.
it's our brand. Our brand is chaos. We're owning it.
Yes. Hi Dee. Thank you for the tip. Happy Pride. Hello, Cody. Oh my god, so many of you cuties here. Hello, Larry.
Oh. excited.
Aw, thanks, Cody. Oh, there's two Codys here. So there's Cody Lepke and then there's Cody. There's two
Oh,
Codys.
got
Okay,
you.
so I'm just going to call the other Cody Lepke for clarification. So,
Yep.
Lepke, thank you. I'm glad it looked like I was saying some interesting things. No, your Pride Month super chat did go through. I saw it. Thank you for the tip. We hitting up any Pride events this year? I think so. Probably. Me at least. I don't know. Melissa, do they do like what goes on in Florida?
They do. I'm not gonna keeping up with it, but I know that they do. And then last year they did one in like October. There was like a random Pride event, which my job for some reason also partook in. I'm not gonna dox myself about my workplace, but it's just not a company you'd expect to do that. So that
Right.
was very shocking. Cool, but shocking.
Oh. Um. Hey guys, if I don't talk to you again before then, happy early birthday, Celeste, Gemini twin. Oh, my god, thank you.
Yes.
I can't believe you remembered my
Early birthday
birthday.
queen.
That's so sweet. I just have like the best subs ever. Thanks for remembering my birthday. It's just around the bend, I fear. We're getting old.
I've decided to stop counting from this point forward. It's just a birthday.
I'm
How
so
old am I?
over
The
it.
world may never know.
I'm so over birthdays. I'm just like, not today. Not this year. Can we skip
It's a
this
day.
year? Can we forget about it? I always say it's not abuse when it's Mexican when talking about the stories I was terrified by as a kid. Okay. You said the H in my name is clearly ornamental. Is that not how you say your name?
Oh, this is just Enrique.
Sorry, boo.
But the Enrique was really cute though.
What?
When you pronounced the A too, it's cute. I'm like, that's the spooky name, babes.
Sorry. I've actually never seen that name before, so I really wasn't sure. I probably should have asked you first. Especially because I get annoyed when people say my name incorrectly. Because they're like, I've never seen this name. Is it Celis? Celis?
Oh my
Celeste?
god. Would they try to actually spell it and they write cell like cell phone?
It's the worst. It's the worst. Yeah.
I will say, if
Occurs.
there's one thing I am grateful for growing up in the streets of New York City, it is knowing all types of names from a very early age. Like, listen, I see a name spelled funky, and I'm like, let me just make sure. Let's work this out real quick.
I love that. At least your name is so simple, Melissa. Like, who's
It
gonna get that
is
wrong, right?
true. It wasn't gonna be my original name, actually.
Hmm?
Me and my sister were supposed to have completely different names.
T. What were they?
Still with M's. I can't believe who was gonna be who, but one of us was supposed to be Madeline, but then my mom didn't do it because my cousin was born before. I think that was my sister. My cousin was born before her, and they named her that. So my mom's like, "We're not doing that." And then I think I was supposed to be Marilyn. Yeah,
Your name was supposed to be Marilyn?
yeah. My sister was gonna be Madeline, and I was gonna be Marilyn. I know it's so weird.
Kind of iconic. I kind of like that
Marilyn.
name, Marilyn. It's kind of fire.
Marilyn. I could have had like cool nicknames, like just be like, "Yeah, I'm Lynn."
I'd
It's like the cool girl
I'd
at the
be
record
honored to
store.
have that name. I'd be like, yeah, I'm named after Marilyn Monroe. Like, even if that wasn't true, I'd just say it.
They'll never know.
In July I'm 49. Aw, I love that for you,
Yeah.
Larry. Get it. Get these birthdays. My brother's name was gonna be Piper if He was a girl. That's cute though.
Viper. Yeah. Makes me think of Charmed.
Hello to you too. When is your next spooky storytelling? Did we do that?
Seriously. I think we've done similar things. Oh,
The
was it
Edgar
like when we were
Allan
reading
Poe?
the Edgar Allan Poe? Because like that was actually kind of fun. Who
Oh,
knows?
maybe
We'll
we'll
have like
do.
little spooky excerpts, like little
Yeah,
segments.
yeah. Yeah, we could do that. Actually, you know what? Speaking of names, it'd be kind of funny. So, like, did your parents ever give you any weird, like, nicknames? Because that was a big thing in my family. So, I have some weird
Absolutely.
ass nicknames. And I feel like a lot of, like,
Absolutely.
Latina people I meet have the same thing.
Oh yeah. For the longest time, they used to call me Cookie, and it took a while to like get out of it. I think I reached the
No!
point where I'm like,
Like,
Mom, I'm too old to be called Cookie.
cookie in English?
Like, well, they would say it sounded even funnier because you say like my parents don't really speak English too fluently, so it would be even hilarious. It would be even funnier. But a lot of people in my family, like my godmother and all, would be like Cookie, and I'm like Cookie.
I love that. Wait, so what were the others? Did you have another one?
I think that was the main one. Um, Throughout my life, a lot of people would call me like Mel, which I'm like, I just feel like, no offense to the Mels out there, but it doesn't fit my vibe. Like, I feel like when I hear Mel, I think of like an old lady that owns a diner, which is
Oh
lit.
my
I
god.
just felt like, like hearing
No,
that when you're like little, I'm like, oh, Mel.
I get that. Yeah. Um yeah, I've heard like your brother call you that.
I know. Like with him, I'm used to it. There's certain people that I'm more used to with certain names that I'm like, okay, whatever. And other people, I'm like,
Wait.
you ever get people that like get too comfortable too quick and they give you a nickname and like it takes a second to get used to because they're still too fresh?
Yeah, it's like no, let's not do that. We're not doing that.
Oh
um
my God, that was like I went into work the other day and I forgot what it was. Like one of my managers, we were like joking and they were like, "What do you want, Melissa? Melissa McCarthy?" And I'm like, "Why would you say that?"
what? Why would they say that?
I'm like, "Please don't ever call me that again." Like, listen, I'm going to clarify it right now. I know a lot of people get flattered when they're compared to celebrities or lookalikes, but I don't know why. I get really weird with it. I don't like being compared or like told that I look like people.
Actually, I
It's a
feel the
weird
same. I feel the
mental
same.
hurdle that I have.
I feel like
Um,
that too, though. I don't like when people tell me I look like somebody else.
so it's like, and then there's certain celebrities that I'm just like, are you trying to say that I look like that? Because I don't know how I feel about that. And right now I'm having a little mini mental moment.
Oh my
Like,
god.
not do that. I think the only one that I ever got, and I think it was during one of the streams when I had like way shorter hair and I didn't have bangs. Someone said like Nancy from the craft, and that was probably the one and only time that I'm like, you know what? I'll take that one. I don't see it, but I'll take
You
it.
know what? We're gonna get back to the nickname so I can tell mine, but you're funny because I don't like when people tell me that either. But I've gotten
Right.
two that I'm like, okay. So
Works.
since starting YouTube, I've gotten I look like Natalie Portman. I do not look like
That
Natalie
is
Portman.
iconic. You know what it is? I feel like it's the face shape because I feel like you both have like a very like feminine, like smooth, very like structured
Oh,
face.
thank
Like it's very
you.
soft.
That's so
So I can see
sweet.
that.
Thank you. I don't see it at all, but I've gotten it a couple times here. Uh, I think if I remember correctly, the first one to ever say it was Mike. Shout out to Mike if he's here in the chat someplace. But I was like, I don't look like her, but I'll take it, you know. And then another one for years was Thaisa Farmiga. Like I don't know where that comes from, but okay. And like everyone was saying that one. But that one was more like in high school when American Horror Story first dropped. I don't know.
Right. You know what? Maybe it was like the aesthetic,
I think so. We did have
like the
very,
clothing.
very similar aesthetic.
Right.
And then in recent years, I have gotten it on here, and it's that I look like Kate Hudson.
That one, I was like, that is like the highest of
It
praises.
truly is.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, I was gagged.
Gag.
I spoke about it a bunch of times. I was just like, this is wild. Like, I do not look like Kate Hudson, but I'm going to talk about this for the rest of my life. And here I am talking about it. Um, so I had some really weird nicknames too. Um, my grandma calls me Sally, which is not that weird, but that's reserved
Yeah,
for my grandma only. Nobody's allowed to call me that anymore. Like,
right. Oh,
why are you moving in size?
oh no! I'm a
Wait,
rectangle
wait.
now.
Did you change cameras?
I did not.
I have no idea how to fix that. Um.
The last time I ever did that was when we were playing Bratz on Twitch.
Oh my god, that's when you were like
But
becoming
that was
like
even crazy.
you were like
I
going
went
in and
from
out of the
this.
side.
I took over the whole screen at one point. At one point I was like a rectangle.
Okay, so I don't know how to fix that. We'll figure it out
Sip,
shortly. I'm gonna finish my what I was saying.
yeah.
This stream
It'll work
is
itself
a hot
out.
mess. Welcome to chaos. Yeah, so only my grandma can say Sally, so don't get any ideas. Anybody here? Nobody's saying that. But then there was a really funny one that I had, and like one of my aunts like still calls me that, and I'm just like, can you not? And it is cello.
Oh my god. I remember you told me about that.
Like, no lie, I would just be called cello, and there was like a whole song that they like made up.
You had your own theme
I had a
song?
song, yeah.
Oh
It was like, no, I can't. I can't even sing it for you guys.
wait.
It was so stupid. It was like cello pum pum bello, like that, and they would just like keep repeating it. Oh my god, you went back to.
Yo, the cello revived me. The cello brought me back.
No, it was so bad. Cello pum pum bello.
Cello,
It was so stupid. Yeah, I think that was like my main one. Yeah. And then like did your like mom ever call you like mama or something?
Probably. I can't remember too much. A lot of my childhood, it'd be blurry sometimes.
I don't even know why we're talking about nicknames.
No, but it's very like on topic. It's a very Hispanic thing to
It
do.
is. I mean, I'm sure like they have nicknames in other households, but like
My dad has
these like
a
crazy like
lot.
made up like names. Like what the hell is cello? Like honestly.
Hello, hello. Yeah.
I fucking hate it. I just told everybody on YouTube about that. It's cursed. It's cursed. Let
Yo,
me catch up on the chat quickly. Hopefully Melissa doesn't jump to another dimension.
I'm
Um,
trying to stick into this one. I
I have no
promise.
idea
Look, my
why
hands
that's
are here.
happening. As you can tell, I'm not good with OBS. Um, my whole life, people try so hard to get it. Growing up in the Midwest made it extra fun. Oh, okay, 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 cool.
Oh,
I love that. My stepdad was Enrique. um, my mother called me Big Mac, adorably fat baby over
oh my
here.
god.
Oh, that's sweet
Wait, that's so cute
though.
though.
I love that. That's so sweet. Not from a Latine household, but I've amassed some nicknames over the last years. Dicey and Doc being a couple. I love it. Actually,
I
those are
love
cute.
that.
My nickname was Scuttlebutt.
Scuttlebutt.
Oh, that's funny. That's cute though. I love that.
Oh my God, I just thought of another one that my mom used to call me.
Oh my god, what?
She used to call me Mela.
Mela, I've heard her. I've
Mela.
heard her call you that now.
Yes.
Because there's been a couple
She's so,
times where like I'm talking to you on the phone and she's in the back trying to get your attention. She's like Mela.
she's like Mela.
I wasn't sure if you didn't want people to know about that one, so I didn't bring it up.
Oh no, I genuinely like blanked out and then I'm like, oh yes, that's a thing.
That one is funny. Like, what does that mean?
I don't even know. My mom came up with her whole own abbreviation for my name.
That's incredible. My family's nickname for me was Big Dummy. Stop. Oh, just kidding. Okay.
I was gonna say I'm about to square up.
Right. Same. Celebrity lookalikes for me, Marty McFly and Herbert West. Oh, yeah.
The Herbert West is iconic.
The Herbert West I could see, Dice.
Yeah.
Um, Melissa is too iconic for a screen to contain her. Yeah. I hope she doesn't jump
Stop
again. That would
it.
be pretty wild.
I'm trying not to. I'm really trying, y'all. Trying to hold down.
Hi, Dawn. I
Hello.
was called Droopy when I worked at Blockbuster Video. Aw. That one
God.
is sweet. Okay, I really hope that Melissa doesn't change again. Cause
I will try my best.
I don't actually.
Maybe it's like a camera thing. I'm gonna try to be like very still.
Is it though?
I don't know. But just in case.
Everything is like fucking up for some reason. Somehow, I always have the same settings every time we do this, but something happens.
Something.
Like
Never fails.
by itself.
The beauty of live entertainment.
Truly. Okay, so if you just came in and you don't know, I'm just gonna say it again. So I'm Puerto Rican, Melissa's Dominican, so we're gonna have some different stuff. I am going to have Melissa lead us
Sweet.
into some Dominican folklore.
Boy, do I have stories. Folklore, not as much that are like specific to there, so I just try to keep it to like ones that I know for sure were like from DR or like originated from there, as far as I know. Um, but I do have like a lot of weird like family stories that I will like jump into later because there's a lot of crazy shit that happens in the islands, and I'm sure in a lot of Central America and around the world in general. But I feel like there's something about about Hispanic areas that it's like a nexus for crazy shit to happen.
Yeah.
It never fails. The first one that I have is probably one of the earliest ones that I remember. I actually remember reading about this in school because, for those of you who don't know, I did live out in the island for about 5 years when I was a kid. So I did like some of elementary school there. I did middle school there. Um, hence why I it was an experience, but I'm grateful because it did like really refine my Spanish and I can read it and speak it a lot better. And I learned a lot of things. It was a very like interesting experience. Um, but one of the most famous ones is La Ciguapa. She's basically like this woman and her feet are turned backwards. She's actually, I tried finding like an artistic like rendition of her. She's in the thumbnail. So her feet are turned backwards. She has very long hair, pale. Her descriptions are pretty much the same. A lot of people have claimed to have seen her. Specifically, she seems to like targeting men alone at
Get
night.
it, queen.
She's
Same.
like Queen Slay. She's
Same.
almost described, it's almost like what you would think of like a siren, like she lures in people in the middle of the night, specifically like in the campo and stuff like that.
So what
Um,
does she do to them? What
Let me
an
see. I pulled up a
icon.
few because this, like, I was so excited for this topic. So I'm like, this gives me an excuse to like deep dive into all these things again because I haven't really thought much about these in a while. Because honestly, not a lot of people talk about that.
Yeah.
And there's like so much cool lore too. Let's see.
Yeah, I never heard of her
Ooh.
until you mentioned her.
She's kind of a baddie, not gonna lie.
Wait, we have to see a photo.
This one says a feral woman with long dark hair and backwards feet that preys on lonely farmers on a lonely farmer while he harvests cacao or the would-be adventurer in search of new roads. Young boys and girls are warned about venturing out into the woods alone with stories of this ravenous creature that feeds on the flesh and souls of men.
She's a bad bitch. Are you kidding?
I did fucking love her. I remember being like so scared, and I'm like, oh, but I'm okay.
Wait, we fucking love her.
So apparently, when she's around, people that have survived, quote unquote, or like have encountered her, they say that everything kind of just like stops in place. Like birds, everything. It's like nothing is in the area. Like they all flee.
Damn.
They like clear it all out for homegirl. And they hear like whispers and like voices in the background. There's like a little bit of a breeze. Like it's very like she sets the ambiance before she shows up and makes her claim.
She's that bitch. We stand.
But yeah, that's pretty much her. There's not like too much craziness to her. She just kind of pops in, gets the job done.
That's so interesting that you said farmers. Like, why is all of it like
Yeah.
related to farm? Because the ones I'm gonna talk about also have to do with like farm animals or like on the farm.
Right. I don't know. I think because like especially back in the day, a lot of the area wasn't very like industrialized, I guess, yet. Like
That is true.
a
That
lot of
is
it
true.
was very
Right.
like farmland and small little houses in like the middle of nowhere.
Right.
And I like cacao and stuff like that is very big in DR.
Right.
So it's like that makes sense.
So, for the people who don't know, can you explain what that is for?
Hmm? The cacao?
Yeah. Because I know there
So
are some
cacao
people
is
here that don't
basically
that don't know.
no, you're good. So cacao is like cacao powder. It's like almost like chocolate, but like from the fruit. Like that's like what it kind of comes from, as
Yes.
far as my understanding.
Yes.
That's like the most in its most rawest form. And like in DR, like you can get very easily like cacao powder,
Yeah.
like that they made. I've actually seen the fruit in person. It's like really weird looking. I'm like, how does that get into powder and then chocolate? Crazy, but it's really good though. It's really good when you get it like fresh.
Yeah. Okay, before we go into the next one. Actually, wait, do you have a photo of her? Like,
There's one in the thumbnail. She's the little lady in the bottom there. Let me see if I can pull one up.
yeah.
This is probably like one of the more clear photos of her because a lot of these like myths and creatures, like you look them up and some of the images, it's hard to find a good one that kind of gets it.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Let me read the chat here. Targeting men alone at night. Give them a reason to be afraid to walk alone. Then, yeah.
Yeah.
My grandpa grew up in a village in Portugal, and his abuela taught him about an angry old man that would walk around the town
Oh,
at night with a sack over his shoulder full of naughty children's body parts.
oh, I have a crazy one that intertwines with that, but it was more like on a specific take on witches in VR. Yeah.
No, because I actually got like. I got a little grossed out by that. That sounds scary.
It's yeah. That is intense.
Um. I'm playing Mario and getting very angry, so if I do not type, I'm rage quitting. I love Mario for you, D. Linus, I don't think.
Oh, I think that's another creature.
Oh, I think I'm unfamiliar with that one.
Let me look it up real quick.
So many creatures. So, okay, so she's a bad bitch for sure. We love her. Um, I can see if I can pull up pictures of her actually.
Yeah, I have this is the one that I kind of put on the thumbnail,
Oh
but
yeah.
basically that's like the general idea, like the backward tootsies and the long hair.
It is so strange. Like, why are her feet like that?
That that's a good question. I feel like they never really like tie that in as to if
They
there's like a set
don't?
reason
Oh my
why. It's
god.
just kind of like,
That's so
hey, by the
upsetting.
way,
Because
her feet are
I want to know the
backwards.
tea. Like, is it just to be freaky? Like, what is that about?
Right, just to like scare them off. Maybe that's like the one thing that it's like, no, sir, that woman is not into you. She's trying to kill you. She's not trying
They
to
were probably all
get
hyped
with
up. They
it.
were like, oh my god. And then they just like died.
Right. They're like, just
I
kidding.
kind of love that. Um, okay, so that one is really interesting. That one's cool. So like did you just like find out about that one recently, or was that one that like your parents told you about?
That I learned about it. I heard about it in school.
Okay.
I go to the islands because like sometimes during classes, like if we had free time, some of the kids would like gather around and they'd start telling like crazy stories and stuff. And she was one of the ones that popped up. Also within the same group of kids is how I learned about Bloody Mary, and I was terrified to use the bathroom for a long, long time by myself. Uh,
Yeah.
but I learned a lot of myths out there. I learned a lot. That's where I found her.
That's insane. That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to be like told about in school.
Oh, girl.
I can't imagine. Uh yeah,
Yeah.
that's super weird. Okay. So what is the other one you had?
The other one, this one, I feel like I vaguely remember hearing about him. Not so much on family, but he kind of popped up when I was just like looking her up again just to make sure I had like some information about her correct. There's this other one called El Bacá. He is known to be as like a debt collector for people who have done any offerings to the devil and they have not paid back their dues. He kind of comes back to collect. And sometimes it can be like if your ancestors fucked up and they haven't paid that debt, he'll go after like whoever's next in line and shit. And I'm like, ooh, yeah, it's crazy.
He does not fuck around.
Listen, he's here to collect his debts.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that was more simple. I feel like there's more versions throughout like other countries of like a similar creature for sure, because I feel like that's a very common kind of trope of like the whole deals with the devil and collecting debt kind of thing.
Right. That one is interesting. I like how like they're both like baddie coded.
Low key, right? They're just setting it straight. Like they're just trying to fix it. They're trying to keep the balance out
I
here.
love
Like,
that. That's amazing. Okay, so mine are really basic. I
they're never all basic. They're still pretty cool.
they are really cool. It's just that like I feel like everyone kind of knows about it, so I'm just like maybe it's not that interesting. Um, I'm actually gonna look them up while I talk about it, so I can make sure I get
Right.
everything right. Because you know, there's gonna be that one person that's like,
By the way,
yeah, they're gonna be like,
in case you didn't know,
yeah. Okay, so obviously one of our like super popular ones, which I'm sure like lots of people here, even if you're not like Latina or like Hispanic or anything, um, I'm sure you've heard of it. It's the Chupacabra. Um,
oh
so actually, I have a funny story before we talk about the Chupacabra, right? So
yeah.
here's a funny story. My grandma claims to have seen this.
Oh my God, you've told me about this before. Wait, but I don't think we've ever gone into detail. Like, I can't remember if you've told me like what she described seeing,
She like
if she described it.
she did, but like because I was like I was gagged when she told me. First of all, I was young when
Like,
she
what do you
told
mean
me,
you
so I thought
don't?
she was like trying to scare me. I mean, I wasn't that young. I was like
Mhm.
in high school, I think,
Mm.
but I was like,
You're still like What do you mean you know Chupi? What?
What you mean?
You
Been
guys know
hanging
each
out
other like that? You're cool?
with Chupi. Yeah, she claims that she has seen the chupacabra. So I just think it's like funny because the way she explained it, I was like, oh my God.
Right.
Like, what do you mean? Like, what did he look like? Did he like attack you? Because for years, right? For years since I'm a kid,
Right.
like my family and my grandma specifically, to scare me into like going to sleep, they'd be like, oh, go to sleep or the chupacabra is gonna come. And
Wait,
I'd be
you know
like,
who else? You know who else was an icon of trying to get us to behave and do shit?
who?
You know who else was an icon
Who?
about getting us to do shit? You know who I'm thinking? We be in sync.
I think so. Go ahead.
El Cuco. El Cuco!
Yes, that one I did get. I got that one a lot.
I'm like, that's one of those that it's like he's basically the Latine boogeyman because
Yeah.
we don't know anything about this entity other than the fact that for whatever reason, the moment that that word left any of her parents' mouth, we were in fucking tears. We were like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna
Yeah,
behave. I'll
no, for
behave.
real. There were some times my grandma, like, she was serious. Like, she'd be like, Sally, you gotta go to sleep. And like, she'd be getting, like, first of all,
So,
she would never, like, get mad. But, like, she would get mad sometimes. And she'd be like, I just, like, remember her, like, because I think she started to pick up on, like, I was more scared of the chupacabra for some reason.
got
So
you. So she made that
she yeah, she
transition.
would use that shit. She'd be like, the chupacabra is gonna come, and I'm not gonna stop him. And I'd be like,
Oh my
yeah, yo, talk about traumatizing children.
God. She said, nah, I'm
She
not
said,
helping
I'm
you.
not gonna stop him, and I was like, oh my God, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep. It's fine. So, for those who don't know what the chupacabra is, obviously it's like a creature. I can't really tell you what it looks like. When you look it up,
There's there's a lot of different varying
there really
descriptions of
is.
him.
There really is.
Like there's some when we were looking at pictures the other day to consider for like the thumbnail, we were like, oh, the chupacabra, that's a good one. But then we're like, we don't really fucking know what it looks like. When you look it up, you either get like a weird looking dog, a lizard thing
Yeah,
too that looks like an
I'm
iguana.
looking at that one right now, and I'm like, who the fuck are you? Because the one I remember is the one that looks like kind of like a dog or a horse or some shit. Like, who is this one that looks like
Yeah.
an
It
amphibian?
looks it looks like a man.
No way, I'm gonna pull up.
Who the fuck is this amphibian?
Okay, no, because there was so many like different like. What does he look like? Hold on,
I'm almost
because you look him up, and they show some shit like this, right? And you're like, oh,
right. Yeah, those are the ones I'm used
this
to
looks
seeing.
like a dog, right? And then it's like there's this other one that I'm like, who the fuck are you? This one, I gotta know. Like, I'm gonna zoom in. What is this?
That is crazy.
He's like an amphibian.
like a creature from the Black Lagoon-esque kind of thing, but
Right.
like make it modern.
Like, so that's weird because that's not the version that like my family described. They described it's like kind of like this
Right.
big kind of like dog
Yeah.
thing. So yeah, I don't know who the fuck this is.
He looks like he'd be like fighting the Ninja Turtles.
Like, oh my God, squishable.
Oh, they get weirder, don't they? Oh my God, they have a squishable chupacabra?
Wait, is this like an actual stuffed animal? Sorry. Oh, wait. It says there's a mini squishable chupacabra in progress. Prototype started
Oh,
January 13, 2023.
which one are they even modeling it after? Is it like the lizard thing?
Oh.
Oh, wait. Oh. Ooh.
Oh.
I was like,
My camera like is not gonna focus on it very well, but anyways, that would be pretty cool if I could get a squish of the chupacabra. Like that's pretty fire,
I
not
hope
gonna
it looks
lie.
cooler. Right.
So I'll explain what the chupacabra is. So it's this creature that is said to attack and drink the blood of livestock, including goats and other like farm animals. But for some reason, like, I don't know, I don't know why, like, my family would say that like this thing could kill people. Meanwhile, it was like only
Right.
after animals, apparently.
Huh.
So I'm looking it up right now, and it says similar stories date back several decades. The first major wave of alleged chupacabra sightings came from farmers in Puerto Rico in the late 1980s and early 1990s.
Damn.
Yeah, so apparently it would just like suck all the blood out of the animals and just like leave all the animals dead.
Damn.
Yeah, so I'll tell you about how like my grandma claims she's seen this thing. So, so she like, born and raised in Puerto Rico. So whatever. Obviously, like a lot of her family had like farmland and animals and stuff, and she claims that she saw the chupacabra and she knows it was him because she saw like red eyes like glowing in the dark,
Oh.
and then she saw like something just like run really fast past her, and it was like really big
Oh my
or whatever.
God.
And she said that like a couple of days later there were like animals that were like showing up dead around there. So I
Oh,
was
shit.
like, so you seen this thing firsthand and you're telling me as a kid that he's gonna come get me?
Right. Red eyes, animals dying around it. Like,
Right.
gee, thanks,
And
Grandma.
I just
What?
thought it was interesting because I'm like, wait, is that like canon? Like, does he have red eyes?
Does the chupacabra canonically have red eyes?
No, because I never heard about that.
Right.
But
I know. I was like, it's giving. Which one's? It's giving Mothman.
right.
Mothman.
That's so interesting you say that. I totally forgot about the Mothman. But yeah, the chupacabra, like, to be honest, I'm still scared of that motherfucker. Like, if I seen that,
I'm
like,
running.
yo me muero. Like, like, there's just no, like, there's no way
That's
around
not
it.
it.
Like, no,
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I don't care which version, the amphibian, the horse, the fucking dog. I don't care.
The Mothman more twin one.
I can't. No, just the way they look is crazy. There's actually a movie on Netflix called Chupa.
Oh my God, I know because everyone was like tweeting about it. It's like Netflix. You cannot make a kids movie and call it Chupa. Like
But isn't it about a chupacabra or no?
it is, but like the name was
Oh.
Chupa. Hey, Netflix,
Right, that's true.
your team didn't do their research properly.
That's so true. Yeah. Yeah. I was just like, I wonder if this is good. I'm not gonna watch it. I feel like I'm looking at pictures of it. This little thing looks cute.
I know. I'm like, it looks very like childlike, kind of like aimed for children.
So is he evil or what? Or is he sweet?
No,
Okay, but listen, if the chupacabra looked like him, I'd be very pleased.
then it's fine.
Then it's fine. I'd hang out with him. I'd adopt him. But apparently the real one is really big and scary.
Right.
Um
Yeah, They're lying to these kids. These kids are gonna be like, "Mommy, I want a chupacabra. You want a what now? The fuck?"
Fuck are you talking about? Um. So okay, so then there was another one that's like, it's very similar to the chupacabra too. Let me see if I find a good little article here.
What? What's going
No, it's just like I'm looking at this shit and I just like remember like my grandma like trying to scare me with shit like this and I'm just
Oh
laughing.
my god.
Because it's like we really fell for this. I mean, listen, I feel like I don't like not believe it.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I personally think the chupacabra exists. Or did at some point exist.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, it just sounds like a really like weird looking animal.
Right.
Like it's not that far fetched.
Right. And that's why I'm like, wait, I didn't ask you. Wait, do you think that yours exist or existed or like are real? Like, do you believe in it?
I don't know. Like
It's tough. It's like I feel like
some
mine
of
like
them, some aspects of it like
yeah.
make sense,
Yeah.
but I'm not too sure.
Yeah. I feel like mine are I don't know why they would be easier just cuz like they're animals and I'm like, "Oh, they probably exist."
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
But you know what? Maybe it doesn't. I like how like I don't know who I was talking to. Somebody was like, "Oh, yeah. I know what the chupacabra is. It's a cryptid." And I'm like,
Everything's a cryptid
now everything's a
all these
cryptid.
creatures are-
Yeah, I was like, cryptid? My family was not
What
telling
in the
me
Reddit-
that it was a cryptid.
What in the Reddit is happening?
Now chupacabra is considered a cryptid. Okay, so the next one is El Vampiro de Moca. So yeah. And my grandma used to just call this one Moca. So
El Moco.
So I'll read what this one says. In 1975, a legend about a vampire haunting the town of Moca became famous in the whole country. Farm animals from all over the town were appearing dead with a round shaped bite from an unidentified creature and with no blood. The town started to believe that these attacks were done by a vampire. The description given by those who claim they saw the vampire is that this creature had wings and two sharp fangs to attack the victims. The newspapers during that year covered the news about the vampire daily.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we put a picture of him on the thumbnail also.
Like we found like little pictures of the articles and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are actually really cool. I'm like, oh my god, these are sick. I like these.
Yeah. That's another one that I'll pull up a picture on my phone that my grandma used to love telling me about, and she would just call it Mocha. But yeah, I guess that one for me never stuck as much as
Yeah.
the chupacabra.
I mean, if she's telling you that, if she's telling you one of them is coming after you.
For real, I used to be so paranoid. Okay, so this is what. Oh, it's so
Oh,
blurry.
it just looks like a bat.
It kind of does look like a bat.
Like a bat with like backward knees. I don't know why I cannot think of the word.
Oh my god, this one's kind of cute.
It looks a little derpy.
Right? This one is so Melissa coded. Okay. Sorry, I'm phlegmy. This is what happens.
Okay.
Okay, so let me catch up on the chat before we discuss further. Linessa's was also a demon with backwards feet.
Oh, sweet.
That's interesting. I didn't hear about that one. Have any of the folklore you talk about today been turned into movies? Chupacabra has many movies. They're all pretty bad. I seen a lot of like Tubi Chupacabra
Oh, they're so
movies.
fun.
They look really awful. I haven't watched them, but the poster says enough. They look really bad. I can't think if there's any other ones. I don't think so.
I don't think there's a lot, unfortunately. I mean, they could get some stuff done with some of them for sure.
Yeah. Um, I remember being mind blown when I discovered the Chupacabra only started in 1995. I feel like I've always known
Damn.
about it, and I'm 36. Yeah,
That's
it is
crazy.
crazy. I can't believe that either. Like,
Did we just
what?
I was gonna say we just probably jumped into like another dimension. You know how people people are like Mandela effects, how like a set group of people remember it happening way before it actually
Oh,
did, or
yeah.
like sometimes yeah.
For some reason, I thought, like, it started in, like, the 70s or something. But you know what? That
Right.
might just be me confusing it with, the Mocha one. But
True.
But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Alien Chupacabra, bald dog Chupacabra.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're wild.
The alien one does look a lot more cooler conceptually.
It does. Do you think that's what he looks like? I wonder, like, what do we actually think he looks like? Like, I feel like he looks like a big dog.
I can see it too. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's the vibe I get.
He just gives like dog vibes. He's got that dog in him,
Apparently,
you
he
know?
has red eyes, according to my grandma, so. She knows about it. I should have her on here. She would never be on here. She would hate it. And her English is not that good. She wouldn't even know what's
I
happening.
need that.
Uh, we still need a sweet and squishy episode of the Squishmallow collection. Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my God. Oh, that would be so lit.
That would be funny. I don't know if I. Well, no, actually, I have a lot. But I don't know if I could make like a whole live stream entertaining from that. Maybe I could. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll feel inspired to do that. They stretched the concept of the Chupacabra pretty thin to make it work for a kids movie. I've been in talks for
Yeah.
years to do a Chupacabra film. I'm really hoping it comes to light
Oh,
someday. Oh, that would be
wait, that's so
cool.
cool. Holy shit.
Wait, can I be in it? I can play scared pretty well, I think. I have trauma from the Chupacabra already. I should be casted
True.
immediately, I think.
You know what? And she's got a good scream for horror movies. We learned that the other day with the flying cockroach.
Don't talk to me about that fucking cockroach.
Listen, I was like, oh my God, she's it. Hire
The
her.
perks of being in New York City. I don't even know. Disgusting cockroaches. Um, no, Lanessa, I don't know that one. I don't really know how to pronounce that
Let me.
one. Maybe Melissa knows about it. Do you?
I've never heard of it. No, I'm trying to see if it sounds familiar because maybe sometimes like they're known by like different names.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true. Um,
Yeah, this one doesn't sound familiar. It says it's said to inhabit the mountains and forests of Cantabria in northern Spain. Hmm. Use its an ability to detect and pinpoint the location of gold within 90 feet. He finds gold.
he's rich. He's got
Hey.
that money. Um, so when I was looking this up, like for some reason, they keep saying like a gargoyle, and I'm like,
Oh,
Yeah.
Huh.
Like
It's
in this
weird.
article, it says the most recent urban legend hitting the streets of Puerto Rico is a gargoyle.
Una gárgola.
Yeah, I'm just like, what do you mean? Also,
That is
isn't
interesting.
that like a common one? Like, where did the gargoyle come from? That's a whole other tangent.
Yeah.
But like, I have questions. Very weird. Also, the pictures of the gargoyle, he also has glowing red eyes. I'm seeing a trend here. Um, so this one is not like spooky ooky or anything, but there was the whole I'm gonna look it up before I say something wrong. Yeah, but see, that's like it was talking about Goki frogs, and it's like
Oh,
they
yeah.
were saying, oh my goodness, what were they saying? The flying Gokis or some shit. I lost the article. I was like, yes, of course there's Gokis. I've seen them all the time.
Right.
Oh, raining frogs. I don't know
Oh.
why they call them this. Oh. It says when the humidity is high, the Goki frogs will climb to the forest canopy, sometimes as high as 100 feet. And like
Oh
they
my
like
god.
jump down and stuff. Oh, okay. So
Oh my
I guess
god.
that's why they were calling it
Flying cookies.
flying and raining frogs. I love Goki frogs. They're like the symbol of Puerto Rico. They're my favorite frog, and not just because they're from Puerto Rico, but they make such a cute noise,
They're small.
and they're so small, and they have really big eyes. Yeah, I love them. I love them so much. And also, anytime I see them, I feel like I have good luck or something. I don't know why I made
Yeah.
that up, but like I just love them.
It may be a correlation. There's some like animals that they say like there's like certain animal sightings that have like meanings.
Yeah. Like I will literally put on YouTube there's like a bunch of like rainforest noises with like Goki frogs like singing in the back, and I'll put that on. Very relaxing. Love them. They're so cute. Oh my god, I'm looking at pictures of them and they're so small.
It's like look at little cookies.
They have like the biggest eyes ever. Actually, you know what? Does anyone have a frog phobia?
Speak now for behold your peace.
Yeah, because I'm gonna show some pictures.
And for those watching the rewind, trigger warning, frogs. If that's, you know.
Trigger warning: frogs. Yes. Okay. It's the cutest little thing. Look at it.
Oh, he's so
He's
small.
so small.
The little baby.
I love them.
And that's a lot coming from me because I don't like anything like reptile-y or like scaly or amphibian-y. I'm a big wuss when it comes to those creatures.
Aw. I love frogs. They're so cute. But yeah, love them. I guess I don't really have any other ones that I know about because I specifically am
Right.
like only gonna speak about the ones that were kind of told to me because the other ones I feel like I have no idea. Like this gargoyle thing, I'm like, and also they're saying that it's a new thing since 2018.
Oh.
I'm like, wait a minute, gargoyles are chilling.
Gargoyles are just coming through. They're like, we're here.
Like honestly, um, that's hilarious. Okay, so I guess we can talk about La Llorona because a lot of people here probably know about her.
True.
Was she like someone that your family would bring up or?
I don't think so. I feel like I remember probably if anyone brought it up, maybe like my little cousins in DR. But I feel like I knew more about her mainly from like media and like just being online because I feel like she's always been a very like common like online legend as well.
Yeah, she has. She definitely she definitely has the bad bitch vibes, you know? Like I'm looking at her right now and I'm like, work. Slay. Um but also maybe not slay
Yeah, like don't slay like that, but
cuz
slay.
cuz um I feel like everybody does know her story, but here on Google, this is from Google, so nobody come for me.
According to Google.
Yeah, according to Google, La Llorona is a Mexican mythical vengeful ghost who is said to roam near bodies of water mourning her children, whom she drowned because they had no food. So maybe don't slay like that.
Right. Like don't slay the kids. Um,
Don't do that.
but like yeah, let's not do that. But like slay by the water, you baddie, water
Right,
baddie.
slay with the fit, you know. Her fit is kind of iconic.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
She's
and a
scary.
lot of ones they'd like depict her with like a wedding dress. So I'm kind of like,
Right.
it's like a very common movie trope too, because in that movie that they made, God bless Linda Cardellini, bendita. But in that one, yeah, she has like it's the same thing with like the kids, but she's wearing the wedding
It's
dress.
literally giving me a headache. Oh, the fucking what was it? The Curse of La Llorona. Oh,
Yeah,
I can't believe that's like that. The fact that they were like, "Oh, this is part of the Conjuring universe,"
that was a plot twist because I was not
just
expecting
because
that.
it's got the priest from Annabelle,
They're like, listen, this priest has seen some stuff and things in
right?
his life.
Like he doesn't even matter. Like what?
Right.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I don't think like my family ever really told me about La Llorona, but I did know about her from like media and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. I also feel like I remember like friends of mine talking about her too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sh
Yeah, she came up a lot.
she is she's pretty scary looking.
I would not fuck around with that.
I would not fuck around with her either.
I'd see her, I'm like, you do you, I'm minding my own business.
I'm just gonna go mind my business.
It's like, oh, I saw nothing. I'm not a snitch.
There was that movie. Is this it? From Shudder?
Oh, wait, yeah, Shudder did one
Yeah, yeah,
too.
yeah. Was it from
That one I didn't watch.
2019? Oh, why did I think it was after that? Is this the right one? Questions. I think it is. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, no, that one was good. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
did feel like, for me, I just thought it was slow. But perhaps I
Yeah.
was tired because I think I did watch it after like a long work day or something. So I may have to rewatch it. But it was certainly better than The Curse of La Llorona, which is a travesty.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. Let me catch up on the chat. If I get to make the Chupacabra movie, I'll definitely need a leading lady who speaks some Spanish, so you never know. You know where to find me. Chupacabras are scary, but if I can get mofongo, I'll risk it.
Listen, Enrique, you're onto something with that.
you're spitting right now. Mofongo is it. It's it. Yeah. Honestly, my grandma She fucks that up. She really like
Oh.
chef's kiss. La Llorona was, oh my god, the chat just jumped. La Llorona was my boogeyman growing up 100%. I would sit up at night debating peeing the bed so that I didn't have to risk getting up and falling into her spell. It's so sad. Yeah, it's amazing, like, when you're a child, like, your imagination,
It's
it's
crazy.
crazy. But I get that. I was really scared, like, of going outside, like, in the dark by myself because I really thought the Chupacabra would come if I wasn't with an adult.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Like, yeah, this dog is gonna come eat me. Like, the cookie frog was illegally introduced to Hawaii and has no natural predators there. There are now
Oh wow.
more cookie frogs in Hawaii than there are in Puerto Rico. Oh,
Oh.
I did not know about that. Thanks for telling
Oh
us,
shit.
Sean. Melissa does know about axolotls because I
Oh
love them.
yes. They're the exception too. They're one of the very few. I'm like, okay, they're kind of cute.
Actually, I have axolotl shoes.
Ah, those are so cute.
Should I show them? Should
Those
I
are
show them to the
probably,
people?
yeah,
They're like right here. Okay.
they're very on
We went
brand.
from talking about this to. Hold on.
We'll be back to the spookiness, we promise. But first, axolotl shoes.
Okay, they're so cute. Okay. Look at these. Look at these.
Look at the little.
Slay. Serve and slay.
Literally the most you-coded find ever.
Honestly, yes. I found these.
That was like crazy.
I literally found these beautiful shoes. Um, at like a thrift store. They were doing like kind of like an outdoor sale thing. And at the time I had my full pink money piece. And the lady was like, "Oh, these shoes are for you." Because I just like ran towards the one thing I saw that was pink. And she was like, "These are for you for sure." And I was just like, "Oh, they're probably not my size."
She knew.
And then I tried them on and I was like, "How much are these?" Like, let's go.
You're coming home with me. Like, let's do
They're
it.
so cute. I have yet to wear them out. I don't know. Maybe I'll wear them for my birthday.
Yes. Axolotl pink birthday.
I love how we went like all over the place. Um, but yeah. Okay, so that's mine. Those are yours. What can we talk about next? What?
Ooh. Are there any like scary stories like your family ever told? Like just in general? Or like weird things that they like have witnessed?
Besides my grandma with the the chupacabra and Dike, um, my grandma has said some weird things because she does have like friends that do practice, like, and they're like brujas and stuff. Um, so she has definitely told me things,
Mm,
but I wouldn't say they're like full on stories.
gotcha.
Like, she would kind of just say that she's seen things. Like, um, there's been a couple times where, like, she's been like, "Oh, Sally, I've seen a lot." Like, and
Oh my
she
God.
would be, like, so, like, cryptic about it. Like, "Oh, I've
What
seen a
what
lot."
what have you seen?
Yeah. And I'd just be like, "Oh, okay." But
Oh
it's
my
always like she looks like she doesn't want to talk about it. So
right.
it's like, what did you
It's like
see?
it almost intrigues me more because I'm like, wait, how crazy was what you saw that you can't talk
For
about it?
sure. Yeah, I also have never asked because there's been a couple times she's done that. It's just like
Right.
her face is so like, oh, she doesn't want to talk about it.
Right.
So it's like, okay.
My God. I remember when I was a kid being scared of like witches because like in DR there's a lot of like different varying like stories about witches because it's like a very big thing
Yeah.
over there. Um, and probably one of the craziest things I remember hearing that I was absolutely terrified. Um, they used to say um, that it was very important to like, and then like this plays into like the whole like religious thing, trying to scare people to like do things to their children. Um, but they would say like it was very important to baptize your children as soon as possible because if they were not baptized, the witches would come after them and suck out their blood through their belly button, like the babies.
What?
That used to freak me out. It's like I remember being a child. It's like I know I'm not a baby. I know my family, so I know for a fact I'm definitely baptized. But I, when I heard that, I was still scared shitless. I'm like, they're gonna, they're gonna suck my blood and insides from my belly button.
That's crazy.
What?
That's some crazy
They used
shit.
to like freak me out. Yeah.
I have never heard of any of that.
There's like a lot. Like the witches in general would pop up too. Like when I was looking at for like lore and stuff. Uh, my mom used to say all the time, "Oh my God," um, back where she grew up, because she grew up like around like farmland and stuff. There was this one lady that they used to say that they would see her flying at night.
Oh, that's crazy. You told me about that before.
Yeah, they would just like see her randomly like flying or like levitating and shit, and I'm just like,
So
part
wait,
of me
wait,
wants to be
wait.
like, no, but I'm like, you can literally ask anyone, especially from my mom's side of the family, and they all claim to have seen her, and like family friends from my mom's too.
So wait. They saw this lady. They knew her.
Yeah, everyone kind of knew her. They used to say she was crazy and like she would fly at night. Yeah.
She's crazy and she flies at night. Like, don't mess with her. No, I love that. That's
Yes.
so
They
funny.
used to
Wait, but
see.
did they ever like confront her about it? Like, yo, you were flying last night.
I that I don't know.
Because
I think they were probably scared to like
wait,
approach her.
oh, they knew her, but like they weren't friends with her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they were like friends with her. It was like one of those people that it's like the whole little town of like 10 people know her and they're like, yeah, that lady, she does some freaky shit.
Flying? What the
Um,
hell was she doing? Just flying or?
she would fly around and I can't recall if this is the same lady or if this was another lady.
I love that.
Um, but like it happened a lot for whatever reason around where my mom grew up. Like from my dad, not so much. I haven't really heard stories from him.
Yeah.
Um, but it makes sense because I remember always going to like what used to be my grandparents' house from my mom's side. I never met my grandparents from her side. But I know that their house is still intact. The family has preserved it.
Yeah.
But I remember just that whole area in general, like it's very, very pretty, very beautiful. A lot of mountains and it's very like scenic and nice. But parts of it do feel strange. Like you can kind of feel it would sound I might sound crazy to some people, but it's like I feel like there are such thing as energies and sometimes you can sense vibes off of
I
places.
agree though.
Um,
I'm a big believer in energies and
but
stuff.
I remember as a kid certain parts like it felt strange. I don't know exactly like if it was like a good strange or a bad strange. It just felt weird being there. So I kind of believe that being maybe like what they would call maybe like a nexus for like weird shit to happen. Maybe some electromagnetic field type shit. I don't know.
Right.
But it feels weird. Like the energy feels weird. And I remember I was talking about my sister. I was talking to my sister about these things too because she knows more of the lore because my siblings are a lot older than me, so they kind of got to know. They actually got to meet like my grandma. I don't think my grandpa. I think he passed away way before any of us was born. Um, but she's more familiar with some of the things they would see. And weirdly enough, they would also they used to say that they would see like red lights too in the middle of the night or like red eyes, like in pitch black because there's no electricity or anything out there. All you got is like a little candlestick at most or like a little
Right.
flashlight. Let me see. Yeah, that's all I wrote. I made like notes from that because I was asking her about this a few weeks ago.
Oh.
But yeah, there's that. There was that one lady. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely remember like the whole witchcraft thing being like a very big thing in DR,
Yeah.
which I think is probably why I probably got so much shit in Catholic school. I've been dressing this way for a very long time and I went to Catholic school, so you can already envision how great of an experience that was. Um,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they thought, which also that school that I used to go to, they used to say that like where the nuns actually used to live in a certain part of the building, and they used to say that that part of the building was haunted. I never saw anything weird though there that I can recall, but I remember being very scared of that part of the that part of the
Right.
school in general.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, let's not do that.
It,
Um,
mm,
trying to think of like other places because I've definitely been like, there's a lot of parts in DR that just feel off. Like, yeah, it's pretty intense. Like I remember on a school trip, I was like in fifth grade, and like we went to I believe it was like La Fortaleza de San Felipe. It used to be like used for like war and stuff. It's like in Puerto Plata. It's near like the beach and shit.
right.
It's like an old like war fort kind of thing.
Right.
And I remember we like went to use the we went to like search for the bathroom, and for whatever reason, the bathroom was like in a building like super far away, like in the middle of freaking nowhere for whatever reason. And like I wasn't the only one. Like it was like my whole class and the teachers were there, and then I'm like, I didn't have to use the bathroom, so we're just wandering off. And next to it is another building, and we're like just, scoping it out. We're kids just doing doing little kid shit.
Right.
And we all went up to the door for whatever reason, like we were all drawn to it. I just want to say, like, it was a very dry day. There's not really any wind coming in that direction. And even if there was, I do not think that the winds would be strong enough to do it. But the freaking door flew open and we all ran off screaming. And like a gust of wind like came out from within the building. And this building is like boarded up. So it made like no sense how that like traveled.
Right.
But it's funny because a few months back, I started like looking into it. Like, I'm like, oh, when I was like doing research for the lore for this, I was like, oh, I wonder if there's like any like places that are haunted. And it was one of the first places that pops up. And I was like,
Ugh.
so I was not losing my mind, neither was my whole entire class, because I really questioned it for a long time. I'm like, maybe I'm reading into it. Like, there has to be a logical explanation. I'm like, no, because it is a thing. And other people have also report feeling weird shit and seeing shit moved in that same place.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
Wait, I don't know what happened. I hate to do that,
yeah,
but I just lost the chat.
oh,
How do I get it back?
oh no.
Oh, I got it back.
Okay. It's like, hello.
That was so
Chat.
strange. I'm having a lot of weird things happen today. I don't really know
Let's see.
what is happening with OBS today. I literally like lost the chat for a minute. It just disappeared and it was like, bye. And now all my shit is like in different places. I don't know what happened.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so strange. What the hell?
I know. I have no idea what happened. I'll mess with it later, I guess. Because I don't want anything to mess up. Anyways, that is interesting. That's some crazy shit.
That was like, it was nice to know that I was like, wow, I was not crazy as a kid. I actually did see something crazy, but I was always like, oh shit, I actually saw something
That's
crazy.
insane. Hi Vandal. Dominican ghosts are scary.
Listen, there's no joke. I like, if again, and going off of the thing, because I was a child with a very active imagination. But most of the things that would be considered ghosts that I've ever seen in my life were all in DR. That is the most activity I have seen.
Wait, have you ever wait. Have you ever seen anything here?
I've felt things. I don't think I've physically seen things. But as a kid, and again, I say this very loosely because again, I was a kid with a very active imagination.
Right.
Um, Not to say that I don't believe in ghosts, I do, but I'm one of those people that I'm very skeptical with the presented evidence per se. So I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, all of those are real.
Right.
So take this as you will with a grain of salt. But I do remember being terrified as a child for a certain period of time about being in my parents' room back when we lived in DR because there was one night that I was sitting there because they had the bigger TV. I don't, why would I watch TV in my own room at my little TV when they got the nice big TV?
Right.
So they got the nice big TV, the nice bed. So I'm like, hell yeah, I'm hanging out here.
Yeah.
And I'm like sitting, minding my own business, watching the Disney Channel Spanish version. And I don't know why. I turned my head and I see this little girl staring at me. And I got chills. Like, I felt every little hair in my body raise. And I remember it so visibly. Like, I remember it very
No.
vividly, and it freaked me out. And, like, as soon as I saw her, this dude came up out of nowhere and, like, grabbed her and, like, they fucking, like, they just were gone. And I was screaming because my mom ran into the room. Like, everyone that was in my house, 'cause she was outside with my cousins and shit, and they all ran into the room because I was, like, screaming, like, nonstop. So I was, like, freaking out. And I would not go into that room for a very long time. And then it's like, it's crazy because, like, later on, a lot of weird shit has happened in that land. And recently, ironically enough, I found out more stuff about that land that I did not know that my parents had not told me till now. And now, like, the math is mathing. Like, things are adding up and it makes sense as to
The
why I
math is
always felt so
mathing.
many weird things there.
Right.
Um, So that land used to be owned by two brothers. And it is said that those two brothers buried a lot of stuff down there that they never took out. So my dad was saying that even like after he purchased that land when he first bought it, like in the late 90s, there was like a lot of weird people that would come around because they wanted it. So they were trying to buy it out for my dad, and my dad's like, "No, I already bought it. Like that's fine." Or like people would be like, "No, we'll buy it and you can still build a house, whatever, but like we need that land." And I was
Tea.
like,
That's
"Hmm."
some hot tea right there.
And I remember at one point I was scared shitless because this was maybe like a year after I had seen that shit happen.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad used to do a lot of yard work. That's like his little go-to thing, like planning, doing yard work, cleaning it. Because it was like a pretty big lot. Um,
Yeah.
and he was digging something and he found a bunch of barrels. Like huge, those blue, I'm talking about like the huge, if you know, you know, Megan is missing type blue barrels.
No. No.
Dusty.
No.
And we were all shook because we're like, do we like they didn't smell, so I'm like, it can't be. They smelled funky, but not like decomposing body funky. So we're like, still, that is. But like we did not touch it for a while,
Ew.
and then someone came over and they did, and it was like a bunch of like gallons and gallons of like oil, which is worth a lot of fucking money.
Oh, that's insane. Yeah.
So I'm like, if that's buried there, and my dad still says to this day that they say that like those two like buried gold and shit down there, and I'm like, listen, I don't want it. Listen, times are tough. I don't want it because clearly I feel like that does not want to be touched at all.
Right. Right.
I don't want none of that. I feel like that's not meant
Yeah.
for us. I don't know who they buried
Exactly.
it for.
Keep
I
it
don't want it.
moving.
Keep it moving
Keep it
because
moving.
it
Eso
makes
no de
sense.
Dios.
Because I'm like, what are the odds that I saw a man with that little girl? Like, specifically, a man. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been anything else. It's like, granted, you know, the odds are still, it's 50-50.
Wait,
It's a
so
man or a
you
woman, but
saw it or like you had a dream?
I saw it.
No, that's crazy. I would lose my
Yeah, no,
mind.
it was fucking weird as fuck.
Actually, like So I have two weird
Yeah.
experiences. But it actually wasn't in Puerto Rico.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. But okay. I'm not doxing myself. But remember like where I used to live?
Right.
Okay, so when we first like moved there,
Mhm.
I like, and I think I had told you about this too, like when we became friends, like I would be scared if I was
Yes.
alone.
Right.
I would be like, "Oh, Melissa, like do you ever get like a bad feeling about my house?"
It's funny because I feel like a lot of people tend to ask me when I go places. For some reason, I'm like the go-to. Everyone's like, "Do you feel anything?"
Yeah, because no, because I know like you're a lot like me in that we feel
Mhm.
energies and like I
Right.
feel like you usually know like if something is a bad vibe.
Right.
And I always kind of felt nervous in that house. Like if I was
Yeah.
alone. So there was this one time, and I know I wasn't bugging. So for the people here that are gonna be like, "Oh, you were bugging" or whatever,
No, listen, that's all I'm like full
I was not
disclaimer.
bugging.
It's like back then maybe we thought we were, but sometimes as you grow older.
It's true. I don't know. First of all, to me, the stuff that went on in that place, like with like my family, I don't know the people
Vibes
before.
for sure. Yeah.
There's not very good vibes. There's not good energy.
Right.
But anyways, we were living there for I don't know, it was recent.
Mhm.
And I was going to the bathroom. And so like Melissa, you remember like the layout of the house. It was kind of like a
Mhm.
box kind of basically.
It was like very boxy, very
Yeah.
like long.
So I got out of my room and then you would like turn down this like short hall.
Mhm.
Um and then like this would be the hall and then over here was the living room and then if you went that way like
Right.
it was the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I was coming out, I went to the hall, and then the bathroom was right there. So I was going to the bathroom. It was also like 3 in the morning.
Oh boy.
That's not the good time.
Yeah.
That's the witching hour, I fear.
Spooky things are amok.
And I'm telling you that before I went to the bathroom, I looked in the kitchen because I always was freaked out by the kitchen. Don't ask
Right.
me why. I don't know why. Like, whenever I would be home alone, I would leave the kitchen light on. I don't know. So the light was off. And, like, I am telling you that I saw a lady, like, standing near the sink. Like, a lady. And she was just, like,
Oh.
wearing, like, a black dress.
Oh no.
Yeah, just, like, standing over the sink doing, like, nothing. She was just, like, standing there.
Oh my God.
But like her face was facing the sink, so I didn't see her face. So for a second, I'm thinking it's my mom. So I
Right.
literally was like, why are you like looking in the sink in the dark?
Oh my God, you talked to it?
Yeah, but she didn't say anything. First of all, I called it mom, thinking it was my mom. And I said, like, why are you looking at in the sink in the dark? And like, she didn't say anything. So then I got really freaked out. So I ran into my mom's room, which was like her door was closed,
Right.
and I started like telling her that there was like a lady in the kitchen, and then I was like crying or whatever. And then she like got up and was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" and whatever. And she went in the kitchen, and the lady was not there.
What the fuck?
I thought like for sure. I was like, I'm going crazy. Like this was around the time where mental health issues and
Right,
stuff.
right. So like,
Um,
damn it.
so I was like, oh my god, I'm having hallucinations. Like maybe I'm like like
Right.
I have a problem.
No, I
Nah,
feel
I'm telling you, there was a lady, and she was literally looking inside of the sink, like
that
because
is
her head was
insane.
facing the sink, and she just like wasn't doing anything. She was just like looking in the sink. But I remember she was a tall ass lady and she had a black dress on.
I don't know why my brain thought of that lady from Inside.
Oh my god!
Because she came through with the dramatic ass Victorian black dress in the kitchen.
She's a baddie for sure. She's a stalker, but she's a baddie. No, but like, I haven't really told anybody about that. Like, obviously, this is the first time I'm telling Melissa. I haven't told nobody about that. Cause like it scared me, but I also thought like I was going crazy. Cause also like then my mom was like really pissed about it. She was like, "Why are you making up shit?"
Why would you make that up at 3 a.m. and cry about it?
Yo, crying. I was crying. No, I was like really scared. Also,
Right.
like for a minute, I really did think it was my mom because it was just like, who else could it be? You know what I mean? But
You know what though?
it
But
was
I
so
feel
fucking
like
weird.
our old neighborhood was a little, because I remember even in my old apartment, literally I remember the landlords, they used to be like, they would be like, yeah, I think like this area around here is like cursed or some shit. Because when I was little, I remember the intersection right near my house.
Yeah,
If you remember
I know.
there
Yeah,
was like no stop sign. Well, there was like a stop sign, but like people don't read. There wasn't like any lights or anything there
I
for like the
remember.
longest time. So there were accidents like every other week. And I think maybe that's part of like the trauma that I have as an adult now too. Um, remember looking out through the windows and seeing cars literally flipped over, literally squished, like the craziest accidents on a regular street because it's not even like a highway, it's not a busy street.
Right.
But like every car accident that would happen there was like insane.
You know what? I remember that because it was always on the news.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because my family used to be like, "Oh, you have to be careful driving over there."
yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not gonna lie, like there were times where that apartment like felt a little weird. And there was one specific room, which was the room that me and my sister used to share when she used to still live with us there. And it was like one of the bigger rooms there. So like even as I got older and she moved out, my parents were always like, "Hey, why don't you just go to that room since it's the bigger one?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm taking my brother's old room that's much smaller and compact." But something about that room always gave me weird vibes. And I don't know if it's maybe because like as a kid, I used to get like very frequent nightmares. Like it was nonstop. Like I had to be under very heavy medication because there was a very elongated period that I refused to sleep
Right.
because I could not sleep without having nightmares. So for the longest time, it's like, am I really picking up a vibe or is it just my brain associating it with all those negative things? But everyone says that that room always felt weird. My sister herself would always have really weird dreams in that room, and that was the room that has the perfect view to where all the accidents used to happen
I remember you said you were freaked out by that room.
every time. Yeah, because for the longest time, it's like no one, even my family would come over and they're like, I don't get it. Why are you in like the tiniest room? Because it's like, it's New York. Some rooms are like the size of a little shoebox. I was in the smallest fucking room in the house because I would rather be there than be in that room, period. And weird shit would happen in that house. I remember one time, I think I was left home alone for a bit. That was when my sister was mainly living there because, like I said, like we moved to DR, but we would still go visit, and my sister was living in that house, and we would just stay with her.
Right.
Um, and I was like, back when we had the one family computers before personal laptops and shit, and I'm over here like watching YouTube videos and shit, and I remember I had been in the kitchen not too long before,
Mm.
and I remember there was a glass, and the glass was pretty far away from the ledge. Like, there's no way it could have just like tipped
Yeah.
over. And out of nowhere, like, I literally hear something go, and then the glass breaks. And I was like, there's no way. And we were all like, because no one remembers it being anywhere. Like, it made no sense for it to fall from how far it was like pushed back
Yeah, I
away from
don't
like
fuck
the edge
with
of the
that.
counter.
Oh my god, oh my god, there's another one. And I think I told you about it because it happened recently.
Yes.
I think I told. Yeah.
Where you're at now?
No.
Oh my God. I was like, wait, no.
Thank God.
We don't, no.
I'm clapping all the negative
Clap all the
energy.
negativity away.
No, no, no. Nothing has happened here. Thank God.
Right.
Back in the other house, I told you because it was right before I moved out of that place.
Right.
So I was home alone. It was like during the summer. And
Why is it always during the summer? The New York Ghost has
no,
something with the summer.
it's true. It's true because
They have some beef with summer.
That's true because when I saw that lady in the kitchen, it was also the summer.
Right.
But yeah, it was in the summer, and I was just starting to fall asleep.
Right.
No, because when I woke up, I called you. So I was falling asleep, and I was laying on my back, just trying to sleep.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I just felt like something go in my face. No, because I died. I died.
No, because I had that happen to me
I
before,
felt it. It literally felt like somebody blew on my face. It was hard too because it woke me up. So it's not like I was just imagining this shit. It happened and then I woke up and I got really fucking scared. And at the time where I was living, we had a dog. And literally my dog would sleep in the bed with me. And he woke up. And he was just standing on the bed, which Bear, he used to be knocked out snoring.
Right. He was like a little couch potato. It's very hard for him to be very
he literally stood up. And I was and I remember the next day I called you.
Yeah.
And I told you about it. And I was I hope I was bugging out or something.
Right.
But no, because I never felt anything like that in my life. I'm telling you. It literally was somebody blows in your face. If you're blowing out a candle like that.
Right.
It was crazy.
No, because I had a similar experience too in the same old apartment in my room. Who's
haunting us?
I remember I was same thing. I was watching YouTube on my phone, slowly dozing in and out of sleep, and then I remember I knocked out. And I felt it was almost someone did a quick ah in my ear, almost like a scream.
No,
and I was
that's not a ghost.
And I woke up.
In case somebody imagine somebody goes, oh my God, I saw a ghost behind you. No, that's just Rocco.
No, because I would literally cry. I would literally cry. And then I opened my eyes and I saw a fucking orb. Full on. A fucking little orb, and it was gone. As soon as my brain was
I've never seen an orb.
That's
Cornelius.
Cornelius?
My headless butler just walked by. No, yeah, that scared me. And literally, that was the summer right before I moved. That was right before.
Right.
It was May or something. And I was yo, this is a sign. I was just this is a sign from Jesucristo telling me I have to get out of here.
Told you, get the fuck out.
That shit was weird, and I've never experienced that.
Yeah.
But also, that was also part of why I stopped sleeping there so much, and I was sleeping in other places, my dad's house. This one,
right.
I was just this is
I mean, it's scary. That shit is unnerving.
That was really scary, and I never I don't know. That one really was the creepiest one, where I was there's definitely some shit in this house. Because from when I was younger, the lady, I was just maybe I was crazy. I tried to gaslight myself into thinking I was crazy. Yeah. So I was oh, maybe I didn't see it.
Yeah.
But that shit, no. Because I'm a grown adult. I felt it. No way. It woke me up. It's crazy.
Dude, you know what I used to fucking hate? I used to hate when I would walk home from school because I used to have to pass that huge cemetery.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
I'm the universe just knew we were going to be spooky bitches because why the fuck did I live that close to that big of a cemetery?
No, that's
I used to
crazy.
be terrified
You said
of it because
that.
there was a lot of vibes. That place was very vibe. They were vibing.
Actually, there was a lot of vibes. Before we continue,
Oh,
thank you so much
it's
for
been
the
a minute.
tip, Enrique. Thank
Oh,
you.
oh, hell yeah. Dominican cigars, the best. I don't smoke them, but I've heard great things. They're very big in my family.
I've heard great things too. Thank you so much. Really appreciate
Thank
that. Thank you. So
you.
kind. Um, will Cornelius be a part of the Jalo era movie slash universe?
Oh my God. That would be funny.
Maybe. I don't know yet. Maybe not. Maybe. I don't know.
To be determined.
Maybe Cornelius has his own stories.
Maybe we even meet Cornelius before he lost his head. Who knows?
Right. That too. That too.
Be a lot of plot
I missed
twists.
everything that Vandal said. Sorry, Vandal.
Oh no!
Um, how come the hoods don't have ghosts? Oh my god. Why aren't there ghosts in the projects? Oh my
That would
god.
be. Wait, how do we know
Only
that there's not?
Candyman. Right,
I mean,
Candyman, right.
a lot of crazy shit happens in the projects, and as true New Yorkers, we were just like, nah, we ain't paying attention to that shit. So it could possibly
It could be.
be.
Maybe you just haven't like seen them for yourselves, you know? Um I'm telling you, between the slip-mouthed woman lore and the legend of, I don't even know how to say that.
Same.
The Japanese spider woman that would turn into a beautiful woman to lure in men. I know a lot
Ooh,
of
that,
Japanese folklore. Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah, they have a lot of really um interesting folklore.
yeah.
If I saw a ghost in the kitchen standing over the sink, I'd tell the thing to at least wash the fucking dishes and be useful. If it wanted to haunt my house, maybe charge us some rent too. Lanessa fat.
Listen,
But I
that
was
is
young,
valid.
so I wasn't thinking to tell the bitch to wash the dishes. She just scared me. I'll never forget. I also just love that, like, when I told my parent, they were mad at me.
Like, they went full New York. Fuck is you
What
talking
are you
about?
talking about? Shut the fuck up. Like, stop crying. It's 3 in the morning. Okay.
It's like, but
But I saw a thing.
right. It's just scary.
When is Melissa's Twitch stream starting? I don't know.
Soon. I know I've been slacking, but soon. I promise. Definitely at some point this month. Right now, I'm kind of trying to figure out days. What day would kind of work best. Kind of feel out what day, more of you guys are able to come through. I was considering maybe like a nice little like Sunday hang before starting the week. So that's a possibility. But I'm still feeling it out. But it's definitely starting this month for sure. I will
Lit.
keep that updated.
Sunday's a good day. For sure. I know a lot of people that do like
Yeah.
cute, cozy Sunday ones.
Yeah, just like chill little vibes. I will primarily be doing horror games and stuff. So if there's any games that you guys want to see me play, let me know.
Yes.
So right now I have currently a full library. I might do some throwbacks to some of my old personal favorites. Um, but yeah, just because I think it'll be kind of nice to start off with some games that were like personal to me at the time.
Yeah. It's gonna be exciting. I'm sure I will join Melissa at some point on one
Yes.
of
I mean,
those.
you're more than welcome to come through.
Yes. What was the other one? You know, that one I don't even feel like. I feel like I was a kid. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
That's the thing. The ones as the kid, it's like I feel like that's when we're more susceptible to it
yeah.
because it's kind of like they're probably like, no one's gonna believe this kid.
Right. Um but also I was like traumatized with Chucky when I was a kid. So I was just like scared that I was like hearing footsteps, like little footsteps and things.
Right.
But I think I was just scared of Chucky because I didn't actually see anything.
Right.
But yeah, those 2 times in that other house, And I'm telling you,
We've
I
seen some
always had a
shit.
vibe. Like when I was there alone, like
Right.
it didn't feel good. Especially the kitchen. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. Whoever is living there now,
And
best of
again, it's
luck.
like a lot of these New York apartments, period, like they've been around for like a lot. These buildings are like old as shit. It's like they've seen it all. So it's like you don't even ever really know what happened there.
Right.
Like I remember my room, even though it was the little shoebox, I used to have a little chute to the attic in my closet.
Oh, you did?
And I used to be scared of that shit.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I never went up there though. That shit was like nailed shut. And I used to be like, oh my God, what if one day I go up there and I find something like crazy? Like I just find like fucking pentagram and old candles and a Ouija board just chilling. And I'm like, oh, this makes sense, but oh no. Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
god. Um, yeah, so I guess those are the only stories I have that I can think of.
That's what I feel
Like
like.
my personal experience. Yeah.
It's good to know that I'm not crazy.
No, yeah, I'm trying to like think. I don't think I have any. Trying to think if I've heard any from like my dad or anything.
Right.
I don't think so. No. But yeah, those were like pretty weird. I like how we went from like this to like kind of just like
But
paranormal stories.
I feel like it low-key kind of meshes though, because it's like a lot of lore and stuff also comes from like word of mouth and urban legends, and a lot of urban legends come from sightings and weird shit people have seen.
That's true. Did you discuss Andrea?
No, oh my God, I forgot. This isn't necessarily it's not folklore. It's more of an urban legend, and there is a movie based off of this. I've never watched it, but it has a really bad rating, which makes me sad because unfortunately, there's not a lot of horror that gets made in the Dominican Republic, so it makes me a little sad. I wish there was more because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of great stories to be told. Um,
For sure.
but Andrea was one of those that scared the shit out of me as a child. I'm gonna look it up real quick. And I actually have been to the cemetery that's involved in this story, which freaks me out even more because that cemetery definitely has fucking vibes. Hold on. Let me hop in here real quick. Let's see. So basically, bottom line is this young girl stole something from a cemetery. There's a few variations in the story. Some people say that she stole a cross from someone else's grave to put it in one of her loved ones' grave. And then weird shit started happening to her because of it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the earliest version I remember watching.
Right.
I mean, hearing about. Let me see. Yes, that's it. Let's see, Andrea. The movie came out in 2005. Um, Girl unleashes an evil spirit after removing a cross from a sacred tome. And yeah, basically her family starts going through it. They have healers and witch doctors, and everyone becomes involved. And it takes a lot for things to get back to normal. I remember at one point, I think they were like nails in her bed, like underneath the mattress. And that was freaking
What?
crazy. Yeah, like weird shit. You see. Okay, so this is more about the movie. I'm trying to see if I find oh, actually this movie actually did some good stuff for the film scene out there. It says thanks to Andrea, the Dominican Republic was able to participate in new film categories and inspired other filmmakers to follow in Ben Goldsmith's footsteps. Good to know.
That's wild.
I feel like I definitely want to watch this movie though, regardless of the ratings, because unfortunately it is a very low budget movie visually as well. Um, but I'm curious because maybe it's not that bad. Again, like I've never seen it because this came out when I was very young. Um,
Oh my god. It's from 2005.
yeah.
Oh my god, it's 2 hours? In 2005?
That's crazy.
Wow. I'd be down to watch this though.
Yeah. Oh my God, it has such bad ratings on so many things though. That's so bad.
Honestly, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, I went to look at it and I'm like, it's actually kind of sad because well, again, it's never a smart idea to steal anything from a graveyard. That is extremely disrespectful, regardless of the situation. She stole it because her mom, they couldn't afford to have one for her mom's grave, which is like, ooh.
That's so sad.
And apparently, the crucifix belonged to a young man who killed himself. And it was also something related to her family, apparently. And I guess his spirit took that as the opportunity to get back at them. And it kind of turns into like a possession type of thing where she kind of starts getting possessed. It gets crazy. Yeah, you ask anyone in my family, they know about it because that's the same cemetery that I have some family members buried in as well. Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
That is
It's crazy.
insane. I'm trying to see if I can read about this.
Ooh, there's a few things.
That is crazy.
Yeah, most of the articles popping up are about the movie. So again, I'm like, I'm very take it with a grain of salt on how accurate the story is. I know for a fact that someone did steal a cross. Now, I don't know if this was all repercussion, if this really happened.
Right.
Um,
That's wild. They have to like do a modern version.
I I do think it's a great story. Like if
Mm-hmm.
done well, I think that this could make for a really great um movie.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. That's crazy. We should definitely watch it though, even though
Yeah.
like it doesn't look that great. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Maybe it's at least interesting, you know? They're not all gonna be bangers. I'm gonna add this to
for
my
sure.
letterbox list right now before I forget. It literally has only 20 reviews on Letterbox. Like nobody knows what this is.
Yeah. It's very like I wonder if it's how easy it is to
Oh
find.
my god, somebody wrote every Dominican child's nightmare.
Literally, I was terrified when that movie came out. I was scared. Like everyone was talking all about it. Oh, you want to hear another? Listen, I can go on for hours, all of you guys, with these stories because I've heard so much crazy things growing up. There was another
Wait,
story that terrified me.
I'm
Oh, we
sorry.
got that letterbox
No, wait,
gold.
before you go to that, somebody wrote, somebody gave it 5, and they wrote The Conjuring, the Dominican version.
I mean, the similarities are there.
Oh my god. That's hilarious. That's the best one on here. There's not a lot on here. Sorry, go ahead.
That's so
I
sad.
know.
There was this other story that I remember that this girl told me in Catholic school as well, because that's where a lot of the scariest shit I've heard and my trauma comes from. Uh, um, I remember them talking about it. This one, I don't know. I don't know the name. I don't know if you can, I'm pretty sure there's like threads of ghost stories. I remember I found a site one time that had a lot from different places. I might try to see if I find it again and I'll link it at some point
Yeah.
under the stream if I do. Um, and I remember her talking about this little boy who passed away. And basically, the whole gist of it was that no matter how many times they would bury him, his body would show back up in his house. He would always come back home. And apparently they had to like bury him again and like put cement over it and like they chained his coffin and like cemented it and like did all this crazy shit so that he wouldn't come out because that was the only way they could get him to stay in his grave.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That's some crazy shit.
I know I say that smiling, but at the same time, I went home and I cried because I'm like, oh my god.
Because that's wild.
It was giving what was that movie? Terrified on Shudder.
That one was a good one.
Because yeah, that probably was one of the scariest little movie moments I've seen in a while, and it reminded me of that. Yeah, that's like all the ones I can think of at the moment.
I mean, we told a lot of good ones. I feel like
there's a lot of freaky stuff.
There is, yeah. Yeah, we went through like a good amount, I feel like.
About a little folklore.
Yeah.
Some ghost stories from the islands and just stuff, weird shit we've seen.
Yeah, like I'm praying for my dreams tonight. 'Cause
oh no! The last time we deep dove this much.
The last time, that was bad.
We both had nightmares, and ironically enough, the theme of that episode was childhood nightmares.
Right.
Which, if you have not checked out, is also in the little under live tab or in the playlist that says on the scares.
Yes.
Shameless self-promo.
Oh my god. Okay, so we did it! Yay! We talked about it.
Once again, 3 weeks in a row.
We're killing it. We're killing it. We're finally on our game with this. I went down a rabbit hole of scary Jewish folklore. That's a lot more. There's a lot more than people realize. The Golem is my favorite. They do have a lot as well.
There's a lot.
Yeah. Some of theirs like are really, really creepy for sure. What are your thoughts on The Frighteners? I haven't seen it.
Oh.
I don't have any thoughts.
It's on the list.
Yeah.
We'll get to it.
It's on
soon.
the list.
Hopefully.
But yes, we did it! Woo! What episode is this?
This is our 5th one.
This is episode 5. We did it. We did it. We did it.
Oh my god, wait, are we like officially podcasters now?
Oh my god, are we official?
This is probably the most tangents we've gone off on too, but it's a 5.
Right. I know we did talk a lot. We did go off all over the place, but it's still tied in together. It's fine.
Right.
We did it. We did it, Joe. Okay. I'm not sure what our next episode will be about. We'll figure it out. We're gonna get some good ideas going. We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. And also, if any of you have any suggestions too on possible topics,
yes, let us know.
Let us know.
Yes. Definitely leave a comment right now in the chat if you have any topic ideas. And if you miss the chance to do that and you're watching the replay, feel free to leave a comment on the stream and let us know if you have any topic ideas. I know Melissa and I have a few that we've written down.
Yes.
But we definitely do like to have topic ideas where we can kind of relate it back to ourselves and our experience.
Right.
Obviously nothing too personal. But yeah, like something like this would be fun. Topic idea: most confusing horror films.
Oh my god, there's a lot.
There's a lot. Actually, that's a really good idea. There's one I'm thinking of that would be great on the thumbnail.
Oh my god. Ooh, I'm curious to see which one it is.
I don't know if I should spoil it. Should I spoil it?
I'll just spoil
okay,
it.
no, I'll tell you after. I'll tell you after.
We will discuss next time.
I won't spoil it. That's a really good idea. I like that one. Does anyone else have any fun topic ideas? D says, everybody check out the new SNS video from today. Yes, please. If you have not checked out my new video, please do. Please give me a like. Please leave a little comment. Even if it's a little heart, you know. Love that. Help me with the algorithm gods, if you will. And I appreciate all the support. Thank you. The video is on Mario Baba's Black Sabbath. Come find out if I loved it, if I hated it, what I rated it. Ooh, I'm rhyming.
Oh, she's spitting.
This bitch is spitting. Yeah, definitely check it out. I was captivated by the folklore tag. I can't honestly suggest anything about horror movies. It's all been done. I don't follow the genre anymore. That's okay. Okay, so really loving the most confusing horror films idea. I'm sure Melissa and I have some other cool ideas. I know at one point we did want to talk about like Junji Ito and like some of his work and things, which would be a really fun episode. He has a lot of really cool things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really fun. Okay. I think that is all for us today. I think that is all for this week. Thank you so much. And thank you all for letting me know that I was mute earlier.
Yes.
I
still pulled through.
hated that for me, but it's okay. I'm going to watch the replay and go.
Like, how? How did we get here?
I hope the loading screen was like actually playing the music.
I believe it was.
Oh, could you imagine it was all silent?
Or it was just like, these numbers, they're just
numbers.
going.
Ooh, spooky.
Ooh, numbers and like little cute ghosties.
You should do a reaction for Meg because
oh boy,
2 is coming out soon. Oh god, no.
That would be like put me through hell episode.
It's gonna be a no for
to
me.
The Meg.
It's gonna be a no for me.
Jason Statham playing himself essentially for like the 5th millionth time.
I just can't. The first movie was enough. I'm good. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us on this Thursday evening. We will see you next week. I don't know if it will be Wednesday or Thursday, but we'll keep you posted. Be sure you are subscribed and you have your notification bell on. Make sure it's set to all and not personalized so you can get notified. I always post in my community tab when we are going to go live, so be sure to check that out. I would like to thank everyone here for participating. I would like to thank those who gave me lovely tips. Happy Pride Month. Thank you to Melissa for joining me as always.
Oh.
And I hope everyone has a lovely night. Bye.